Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Once more. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you. Welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional land of the Catawba, Kiowa, and Sugaree peoples, and we honor them. My name is Robin Mara, and I'll be worship assistant this morning for Reverend Dr. Amy Rio. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation, which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all our visitors and members, we're very glad you're here in person and with us online, and we hope to see you again soon, and your presence is a gift to us. I have some announcements for this Sunday, and we'd like to start. We'll have an important informational town meeting next Sunday after our worship service, and I'd like to have Steve Whitfield, our board president, come up and tell us about that.
I have a record of doing that. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I'm Steve Whitfield, your current board president. Just wanted to provide a quick heads up that indeed a week from today, right after the service at UG, we're going to have a town meeting to talk about how we plan to proceed with the proceeds of the land sale. On Friday, a couple of days ago, we received an excellent final report from the Finance Committee outlining a number of options and trade-offs that we have to think about, and we do have a lot to think about. So we hope you're able to attend. Our goal is not necessarily to hold a vote at this meeting next week, but to begin a process, which we've already begun, to take a look at different routes that we could possibly go. Our intent is by the end of the year to be able to put forth a dual multi-year capital budget in tandem with our operating budget that the whole congregation can vote on. So that's where we're at. We strongly encourage you to come if you can't make it in person. I think we're going to be doing live streaming, correct? Yes. So everybody ought to be able to participate. That's pretty much it. So thanks.
Thank you, Steve.
Yes, thank you, Steve. And Finance Committee. So also, we will have a memorial service for our beloved church member, Tim Irish, this coming Friday at 2 o'clock here in the sanctuary. And we hope y'all can join us to celebrate his life and his generous spirit. For other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you're on our email list, be sure to check our monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
What's so wonderful to see all of you, especially here in the summertime when people tend to be off elsewhere. So it's wonderful to be present with all of you this morning. As we prepare to light our chalice, hear now these words from Touchstones. This flame is as ancient as the stars. The rim of this chalice is like a spiral galaxy. The bowl of the chalice holds our hopes and aspirations. This flickering light explores the surrounding darkness. The spirit of this flame is invested with mystery. Let us play with the many meanings of our flaming chalice. I invite you now to please join me in singing the words to lighting our chalice, the symbol of our faith. I invite you to please stand now as you are willing or able for our call to worship. In the name of all creation, we give thanks for the beauty of this day and for the company of those assembled here.
We give thanks for the
We give thanks for the flame of hope, the heat of righteous anger, the warmth of compassion, and the fire of commitment. May they bubble the cauldrons of transformation. We give thanks for the good earth beneath us, around us, and within us. May we take this clay and co-create a new realm of justice and beauty. So be it. Blessed be. Amen. Let us remain standing for our opening hymn, number 21, in our gray hymnals, For the Beauty of the Earth. Please be seated. And I invite any little ones who'd like to come join me up front for our time for all ages. Hey there, Amanda. We're good today. Okay. How are you doing? Good, good. I think Lizzie's coming. Miss Lisa's coming. So,
Hey, Lisa.
so. Well, that's all right. She's good. So, so how are y'all doing today? Doing good, good. So. Oh, those are beautiful new shoes, and purple, which kind of matches Miss Lisa over here too. Don't you think, those shoes? This coordinates very well, so.
Will you fit in them, Lisa?
No, not quite right. So, well, something I wanted to show you today. So, I wear something called a stole every Sunday. And a stole, it's S-T-O-L-E. I know you're working on your alphabet, so. But this is this thing that goes around my neck, and I have different things on it. So what kind of things do you see on the stole I'm wearing today? A tree.
rocks,
Rocks.
leaves,
And leaves. You are so smart. Yes.
a kind of water.
Yes, and water too. Boy, you have very good eyes. Maybe you'll be a visual artist when you grow up. I don't know.
I want to be a librarian.
You want to be a librarian. That is an excellent career too. So, very important one. And so this is all in colors of blue and green, which is also about the earth.
Favorite colors.
Your favorite colors are blue and green? Mine too. All right. So I'm wearing this today because we're talking today about being outside in the earth and playing. So do you have some favorite things you like to play outside?
Hide and seek.
Like to play hide and seek, maybe around the trees or bushes, things like that? Are there, do you like to play in the dirt?
I have a problem with that.
Okay, well, that's a little problem with that. That's all right. Do you like to help grow flowers and things?
My mom does.
Your mom does. I know your mom does, yeah. So,
Tomato bushes that grow on the yard.
tomato plants, that's great, yeah. Do you ever like to go swimming or play in water outside?
I love to go swimming.
Yeah, I thought we've talked about that. So, so today we're really just thinking about how beautiful it is to be outdoors and things we like to play outside. So, Miss Lisa, do you have some things you like to play outside too?
I love the long walks in the deep forest.
Oh, long walks in the deep forest.
Forest bathing.
Forest bathing. Yeah, I think some of us have heard that phrase. So, I took a long walk. It wasn't a deep forest, but you know, I took a long walk at a state park this past week too. So during the summertime, Amanda, I have one more question for you. Do you have one thing that you really want to do outside, some kind of play that you want to do outside?
I really want to go camping.
Oh, camping. Dad, did you hear that? Yeah, he's okay. So, yeah,
Never went camping.
the camping is a really fun thing to sleep outside, and you can hear all the sounds and noises, and it's really fun. So that's a great thing. So today, let us give thanks for being outside and all the fun ways that we can play outside too. Okay. Thank you, Amanda, so much for coming and talking. Okay, you can go back and do some more play back over there on the playground. Thank you, Miss Lisa, too. So we are entering our time of ritual and sacred sharing, where we share our joys and our sorrows, our concerns and our milestones. For this week, we light a candle for creation and nature and the ability to play in it. For everyone impacted by flooding in the northeastern United States. By everyone who is dealing with the record heat throughout the world. The ongoing struggle for civil rights in Iran. And all areas of violence around the world, especially Sudan and the war in Ukraine. Now, at this time, you are invited to come forward as you would like to do so, and you may fill out a prayer card to place on the wall. You may light a candle for your own joy or concern, or you may drop a stone in our shared water. We now light a few more candles for the things we hold in our own hearts, which remain unspoken, and also for those who are joining us virtually to honor what is in their hearts as well. Now, at this time, we will enter a period of quiet rest, meditation, or prayer. And during this time, I invite you to imagine, to visualize yourself being out in the midst of creation. And maybe forest bathing, as Lisa has talked about, just being there surrounded by creation, feeling yourself grounded and rooted with this natural beauty in this world. So we will follow the sound of the singing bowl into the silence for our meditation. And after our meditation, Anne will lead us with our musical meditation.
Today's wisdom reading is The Way of the Otter by Julie Simon. Daniel and his mother are kayaking in a small open stream. "Mom, over there," Daniel whispers, pointing to some marshy grasses near the bank. "We can wait over there. If we're quiet, they won't notice us." They slowly paddle the kayak to the spot, backing it in so they can look out undetected among the grasses. Then they wait, quiet and watchful. Daniel's prepared to wait the whole morning, or longer if need be. He is an experienced otter spotter. As they wait, Daniel remembered when he first learned about river otters. He was 5 or 6, and his mother gave him a book for his birthday. It was My Little Book of River Otters by Hope Marston. He asked his mother to read it to him so often that he memorized the words. While he knew that otters loved to play, he realized that young otters developed essential survival skills by playing, like how to hunt for food. In addition, playing with rocks improves skills like opening mussels and clams, and playing also helped strengthen their bonds with other otters. Daniel loved his kayak trips with his mother to watch the otters. He often imagined that he was playing with them. On this morning, he didn't have to wait very long. 3 river otters scampered along the bank. They have long, slender, brown, fur-covered bodies with long, narrow tails and cute faces and long whiskers. One is much bigger than the other 2. A mom and her pups, 2 pups, are out looking for breakfast. They slide down the mud chute into the stream, unaware that they're being watched. Daniel's excited, but he stays quiet. The otters dive underwater looking for small fish, clams, and crayfish. They each find a meal and climb up the bank to enjoy it. Then the otters slide back down the chute and dive for more food. One pup emerges from under the water with a rock instead of a fish, flips onto his back, and tosses the rock between his front paws. He looks like he's juggling. Daniel can barely keep back his giggles. The other pup eats her fill of fish, joins her brother, and juggles 2 rocks while floating on her back. Then her brother decides it's time to play slide and chase. He dashes up the bank and slides down the chute on his stomach. He lands in the stream with a swoosh and then dives and swims up beside his sister. She rolls and drops her rocks. The 2 pups splash and roll across the stream. They chase each other up the bank and down the mudslide over and over again. Eventually, Mama Otter finishes her breakfast too. She joins the pups in the slide and chase game. They are 3 otters rolling and splashing and frolicking in the water. Finally, Daniel can no longer contain his laughter. He giggles through his fingers. The otters stop and look over at the reeds where Daniel and his mom are hidden. They scramble up the bank and disappear into the shrubs. Daniel sighs a tired, contented sigh. Now he will go have his own breakfast. He has seen the play of the otter.
So with our theme of play this month, last week we talked about a spirituality of play, including how children can be an example of play for adults. So for this week, we are looking at creation and the natural world around us. Now, this does not mean that creation cannot have numerous aspects which are not playful. I think we're all aware of natural disasters which are not impacted by human actions. However, for today, we're going to focus on this one aspect of the personality of creation and animal creatures, that of play. Now, as I was thinking about creation and play, I thought about my social media feed. So, I know numbers on social media. So the algorithms which designate what shows up in our feeds are this thing that's certainly beyond my comprehension, but I certainly know that if I watch a couple videos of cute animals playing then a lot more of those will appear. So, and that is what I like, cute animal, puppies and cat videos. So, and I love how they play and interact with each other and with humans and these personalities that are so far-reaching. Now, there's been a good amount of research about animals and how they interact and play. And just like human children, play is how an animal learns and grows. I've been particularly interested in research that has focused on the very playful dolphin. People who are out on open waters on a regular basis have often discussed how dolphins play with each other and even interact with humans on boats. Dolphin play from even the first few hours of birth enhances their own brain development, from basic instinctual survival skills to emotional development, how they connect with other dolphins and within the pod. I think there's so much we can learn from dolphins about group and community dynamics and how important the concept of play is and how the pods are formed and how dolphins grow and develop. Now, when we are talking today about creation play, we are not just focusing on animals. They certainly are creatures in the midst of creation. As the world has become more industrialized and people more removed from nature, the need to be intentional and play in creation is much more important. Now, one movement that has come about from the urbanization of our homes and where we live is called nature play. It's getting children outside and playing more in creation. It might be something just like picking strawberries in a field or making a big leaf pile to jump into in the fall, growing plants, either in a garden or a small pot, building a birdhouse, or so many other ways that children can enjoy nature play. Now, there's a lot of benefits to playing in nature. We can learn about the science about how nature functions. It encourages social interaction and collaboration, promotes physical health and better sleep. It anchors people into the real world, not a technical world or a manufactured one. But for us, with our community here at Piedmont UU Church, we know that playing in nature enhances our spiritual well-being. Now, as I was doing research for today's message, I ran across this stat, and I looked several times because anytime I'm looking at research, I want to see who did the research, who sponsored it, all the different things to make sure it's good, appropriate, and not just 10 people they've talked to. So, but this one stat, I had to go back and double check to see if this were really accurate. But the average American spends 93% of our time indoors or inside vehicles. Now, that's definitely been true for me already this morning, so probably more than 93%, but 93% indoors or inside vehicles. Now, certainly on days when there's heat indexes and humidity like so many of us are seeing in recent days, that's a good health decision, okay? But over an entire year, 93% of our time. How challenging it must be to try to be connected with the natural world when we are so physically disconnected most of the time. The spiritual journey is about connection, At its core, the spiritual journey is about connection. Connection to our deepest selves and that light that shines within each one of us. Connection to a greater purpose or a divine presence. Connection to others. Connection to the universe, all of creation, and all creatures. Connection grounds us. Now let's take a moment to think about the term being grounded. That's something we hear people throw out a lot. Certainly on social media, people talk about being grounded. But being grounded, it's about having perspective, being connected, being stable and strong. If we are grounded, we are not being tossed to and fro by whatever winds come along. Now, I have some friends who have a ritual that they begin each day with, no matter the weather. They will take their shoes off, or if they just get immediately out of bed, they walk outside with their bare feet. And they stand physically on the ground, their feet making that connection. And then they will turn to all four directions, giving thanks for the day. This morning ritual literally grounds them to the earth, to creation, and to the universe. Being grounded to our creation brings about true joy and even bliss. Now, Glenn Rosenberg wrote these words in The World Opens to Us. It's a little bit longer quote than I normally do when I give you a quote, but it's so good, and I couldn't take this information and rework it and make it better, okay? So, but Glenn Rosenberg, the world opens to us, newborn and uncurling its perfect tiny fist, fingers stretching out and up to us. We are graced with the beauty of the infinitely complex universe. As children, we wander our world, eyes wide open, receiving the blessed gifts the world thrusts upon us unquestionably. As children, we are surprised and baffled by the absurdity of our own existence. We sit and marvel at the beauty of all things, playing just as we are meant to. We are content because we don't need to understand. We're happy to simply exist in this wonderfully intricate place. But as we grow older, the beauty seems to dry up. We see with too much clarity the squirming filth under rocks and the tragedy of human nature. The universe no longer seems miraculous, and we try to hide ourselves from it inside cares and behind office doors. We shield our eyes with coffee mugs and newspapers. We're afraid to see what the world holds. We're afraid it's not beautiful anymore. We all need to play again. We all need to play again. Throw up our hands to the immense and growing sky. Simply feel the weight of existence upon your skin. Marvel at the beauty of the storm and the pure black earth beneath our feet. The universe gives itself to us unconditionally. All we need to do is awaken from our self-induced dreams and be blessed by the charity and clarity of being. The image that she offers of throwing our arms up to the open sky. As most of you know, I'm a native North Carolinian, grew up in the mountains, and have a great love for my beloved North Carolina Southern Appalachian Mountains. I spent about a week in Ghost Ranch, New Mexico, maybe 6 years ago. I was at a retreat, and it was a retreat sponsored by John Philip Newell, the Celtic spiritual writer, and also representatives of the Navajo Nation. And in this high desert, Ghost Ranch is where Georgia O'Keeffe had spent a good part of her life, painting this one mountain over and over. I remember when I arrived there, I thought of that phrase, big sky. It seemed almost overwhelming, this huge sky, especially at night, all the immense stars above me, almost like I was in some kind of snow globe dome. I know some of you have been in that part of the world. And I can remember standing there and just the unbelievable experience of feeling grounded and as just one lone creature, arms upraised, seeing what that world might offer. So I invite us, let us awaken to the play of creation, all of creation, and all its creatures. Let that connection be a light, the light, which guides us along our playful journey and our playful days. May it be so. Susan and Nami, we are just so blessed that you are with us and help share your gift of music with us. So thank you so much. So on the third Sunday of each month, we have a time for a generosity moment where someone from our congregation comes and shares about why they love being part of this church and supporting it. Rhiannon Estwick will share with us today. Rhiannon, you might know, is one of our newer members and joined on Easter. Rhiannon, along with Harry Lancaster, they are co-chairing our generosity team this season, I guess we're going to call it. And so you'll definitely be hearing more from them in the coming couple months. But Rhiannon, I invite you to come forward and share with our generosity time.
So good morning, everyone. I'm not going to remember everything I had planned, so it's on my phone. So I'll say that I joined the PUUC this year because it's really welcoming and friendly. And I'm not going to lie, I really liked the assortment of pride flags that were on the thing. Yeah, they're great. As Amy just said, I'm co-chairing the generosity team with Harry. He's awesome. And I'm also on the care team. And I'm pretty active in cups too, I think. Y'all have seen me around. The reason that I support PUUC, though, is because it's really welcoming. From the first time I walked through the door, everyone was really friendly, very welcoming. I felt like, hey, I can come here, I feel comfortable. It's, as I said, everyone's friendly. And there's a lot of different spiritual paths that everyone walks, but everyone's walking not the same path, but everyone's sort of walking together, and I really appreciate that. I like that the church supports different causes. I appreciate the dedication to justice, to love, to peace, to working to make this world a better place in some small way. So for me, that's why I support the church, because it's a place that everyone can come together and make these things happen, and I think that's important. So yeah, that's why I support the church. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhiannon. We are so grateful for how you've just jumped into leadership so immediately after joining the church. So it's not for everybody to jump in that quickly, but we do appreciate your enthusiasm, your wisdom, and your generosity. So now is our time for giving. Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This month, we're sharing our offering plate with NC Warren. NC Warren is a 35-year-old nonprofit organization tackling the accelerating crisis posed by climate change by building people power for a swift North Carolina transition to clean power, and by promoting energy and climate justice. We ask that you place your gift in the baskets as they make their way around the room, or you can wait and drop it into one of the baskets as you leave our space. And you're always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC at the number 73256. Today's offering will now gratefully be received. We give thanks for your generosity
in helping support the mission of our church and in helping spread love, justice, and peace throughout our world. I invite you now to please stand as you are willing or able for our closing hymn found in our Teal hymnal, number 1064, Blue Boat Home. Before we extinguish our chalice, I offer thanks for all the many volunteers who helped make our worship service possible today. We also ask that before you leave our space today, if you will take your hymnals and place them back on the cart near the piano, that's a big help. Now let us end our service as we do each Sunday by taking a moment to give thanks. We may do so either in our hearts or with words for what we are thankful today.
Generous spirit of my lovely husband.
Generous spirit of Cosette's lovely husband, yes.
For singing birds.
For singing birds.
For the women's group.
The women's group, they had their meeting yesterday, yes.
My grandson Anson.
Grandson Anson.
For singing church members.
For singing church members, yes.
Air conditioning.
Oh, absolutely, Sam, air conditioning, yes.
For this congregation.
For this congregation.
The baby deer prancing through our yard. Yeah.
Oh, baby deer prancing through Pam's yard, yeah.
Pressure wash patio.
Okay, for new visitors and prospective members, yeah.
Finance committee.
The Finance Committee and Neil, who I think is observing today, so he's out there, but yes, absolutely, they have done a huge amount of work. And for our buildings and grounds and Jeff Cole getting together a big pressure washed patio. I don't know. I'm thankful that I went to a fantastic concert last night that kept me up way too late. So, but take a look out here today. It's gorgeous. So, Nami and Susan, yes.
And for my resident groundhog, that Charlie, who is all of my oversized zucchini.
Okay. Connie, for all you watching virtually, Connie's resident groundhog, Fat Charlie, who has been eating all her oversized zucchini. So I got that right. And I'm thankful for whoever brought the flowers today. I don't know who did that. Oh, and they are gorgeous. So thank you.
Gio for recording our services.
For Gio and the tech team that work on the service, yes. Well, we are thankful for all these things and so much more which we hold in our hearts today. As we go forth, let us live as creatures connected with creation, opening to the play of the universe around us. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we may wander. May it be so.
I get all to go.